Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, Mr. Pendergrass, Curtis Waller. How are you?
Hi, Curtis. How are you?
Okay, so how you feeling? I understand you weren't feeling too well the past couple of weeks.
I'm better.
Oh, good, good. Well, I'd like to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
And I just want to talk to you a little bit about...
Getting older, huh?
Yeah. Right, March 26th, right, your birthday?
Getting older.
Yep. Just one day at a time, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say it's a pleasure to be able to interview you, and I've been a fan of your music forever, you know. And just want to talk to you a little bit about the new project and the book Forthcoming, and a little bit about some of the stuff you recorded in the past. Now, when I ask you a question, what you'll hear after the question is a click. What that's going to be is me just pressing a mute button on my end, so that when you give your answer, there won't be any background noises. So, like after each question, if you would just wait about maybe say 2 seconds, and then proceed to give your answer. You'll hear a click, and then just go ahead with your answer.
Okay, make your answers or questions crisp.
Okay.
And make them sensible and not redundant.
Okay, great. Okay, so Teddy, we have your new album is out, entitled You and I. Why don't you just give us a little background on recording the album and tell us how it's doing so far.
The new album, You and I, it's a collection of songs that I enjoy very much, and songs that came to me creatively and through other sources that I trust. I think they are very good songs. I think they're songs that deal with relationships at all levels, especially the title track, which you'll have to buy. It deals with girlfriends talking to girlfriends about girlfriends' men. And it's sort of a, I hate to sound totally male on this, but it's about, women talking to other women about men's women, men's men. And it's sort of like a men's anthem, but it's I think it's better. It's just people minding other people's business, more or less. And it's a CD about relationships, basically.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. The first single released from the album was "Without You."
No.
Pardon?
No, it's not.
That wasn't the first single?
No, it's not.
Okay. Just looking at the press here. Well, the current single, I should say better than, is "Don't Keep Wasting My Time," correct?
Right.
Okay.
That's the first single.
No, this is the first single. Okay. All right. All right. So how's that doing at radio so far? Are you getting response with it as CDs go out to various radio stations across the country?
All of that stuff I have nothing to do with. That's the record company. As far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, everything has been shipped to radio, and as far as I know, things are going extremely well. I got an opportunity to look at Billboard, and we were the highest charted a couple of weeks ago, and we're jumping 5, 6, 7 points every time we jump. So as far as I know, things are going pretty well. But in terms of publicity and marketing, that's not my end of the deal. I'm the creative guy. I write the music and co-produce the music and try to come up with the kind of songs that I hope other people will appreciate.
Okay. More recently, we saw you on the road in a production of Your Arms Too Short to Box with God with Stephanie Mills and B.B. Winans. Do you have any plans to go out and on the road and sing live to promote the current album?
I don't know really what is being planned for the new album. I don't believe there's any plans to go out and promote it, and if there are, there wouldn't be plans to sing. That's not what I do to promote records. After 17 albums, I think people know who I am. However, there may be some plans to do some singing with regard to the record later on. When, I don't know. Where, I don't know. But there could be very well some plans to put together a small concert tour, which is something that I somehow look forward to. Touring is not one of my most favorite things. Touring is very, very tiring. Takes a lot out you, and being in a wheelchair, it takes an awful lot out you, and it's much, much more grueling than people would even begin to imagine. But I think there may be a way we can work around things and do some exclusive dates. So, you never know.
Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the show that you did, Your Arms Too Short to Box with God, and how...
You didn't see it?
No, unfortunately not. I wasn't able to attend. But if you could just...
I can't. Okay, go ahead.
Just tell us a little bit about it and how it was just working with Stephanie again and working with BB.
For those that was unfortunate enough to miss the play, it was a fabulous play as far as I'm concerned. It dealt with the Jesus Christ and the death of Jesus Christ. And it was a wonderful musical, and it was wonderful working with Stephanie again. I haven't worked with her since the late 70s, when her and I toured together, and that was a blast, and it was wonderful, absolutely fabulous working with her again. And BB Winans is amazing, and it was just a wonderful experience with the dancers and the singers that were involved. Everybody was so gifted. It was just a great experience, and it was even more wonderful, seeing how people reacted to me, and that was even more of an experience.
Okay. To my understanding, the working title for your forthcoming book was Truly Blessed. Is that still a working title?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just tell us a little bit about where we are in terms of the writing of it, and how soon we can expect to see the book in bookstores?
The book should be released the beginning of next year, if I'm not mistaken. We are at the beginning stages of really getting down to the nitty-gritty writing of it. We have some parts together. We have some ideas put together, but we need to really take some time and put together the entire story from beginning to end. We have parts, but we're getting ready to begin the whole entire story, if you will. I don't want to call it an autobiography, but story. It's a story of achievements, a story of struggle, a story of winning, a story of achieving. As far as I'm concerned, it's a very uplifting story, and one that I hope other people will use for their own personal struggles.
Okay, is the writing of the book, is that something you've always looked forward to? or is that like a lifelong dream of yours that you've wanted to accomplish, or is it something that just came your way and you decided it might be a good idea to to do it?
No, it's something that I've thought about for a while, but I wanted to wait until the time was right, until we had until I was back on stage, which is where I left off. So I wanted the book to have a great ending, a wonderful, cheerful ending. And that's what we got with Your Arms Too Short to Box with God. So now I feel the timing is right, so I think it's now an appropriate time to do the book.
Now, Teddy, are you originally from Philadelphia?
Yes, I am from Philadelphia.
How do you feel about the fact that Putnam Books is actually releasing the book, which is the publisher that released your sister's book, Sister, in as far as being from Philadelphia, Patti LaBelle? How does that make you feel?
I don't know how to answer that question. It I imagine it's ironic, and it's coincidental. But I have yet to work with Putnam, so I don't know what it's like to work with Putnam. I see they did a wonderful job with Patty's book, and I wish her always all the best because she's a wonderful, wonderful artist and a great friend. But I don't really have any thoughts about Putnam Books until after I see what kind of job Putnam Books does.
Gotcha. Most recently, relatively recently, we lost Harold Melvin, a person you started with a long time ago. After you began to play with a couple other bands, you began with Harold Melvin as a drummer. We lost him not too long ago. If you can share some of your sentiments or feelings about the loss of Harold Melvin.
I don't think there's a whole lot I need to say. That's a history that I think we'll learn more about it in the book. I think that's the appropriate place for those comments. But he certainly, for me, was an opportunity to learn my craft. It was an opportunity to learn my craft. He was a good teacher. There were a lot of pros and cons to working with Harold, but it certainly was an opportunity for me to begin my career, and that's about all I'll say about that.
Okay. Have you had the opportunity to actually read Patty's book?
I've read some of it. But I run a company, so I really don't have a lot of time to read a lot of other material. I read a lot of material just dealing with the company on a day-to-day basis. And when I get an opportunity, I may read a page or two, and I'm trying to get through it.
Okay, I got you. Let's see. Can you just, if you would, tell us what is some of the music that you enjoy right now, some of the newer music that you enjoy listening to presently?
That's a hard question. I don't really know a lot of the artists' names because they really come and go so fast, so it's hard for me to get acquainted with anybody. But I listen to 112. I listen to Monica. I listen to a few. I don't want to slight, anyone and mention somebody who I've listened to and not mention those who I haven't listened to. So there are a few. I don't want to start picking people out. There are a few, who I listen to that I think they're very, very good. The problem is you don't get to know these artists because, they come and go so fast, and 2 or 3, 4 years later down the line, 6 months down the line, people's taste change, and they migrate to someone else, and someone else is a better flavor, and they, it's just it's a strange business we're in. It's not like it used to be. So, I am right now. Those are, along with other people, I enjoy a lot. I think they really have a tremendous gift.
Okay, thank you. Can you I just want to talk a little bit about more of your beginnings. If you would just tell us, prior to working with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, how you just got started, and just give us a little history as to, working up towards...
I'm going to tell you now, the history is in the book.
Okay.
I don't want to start something that, that I don't want to give. I don't know what you're looking for. I can tell you a little bit, but I don't want to just give you a little something and, and say, go away. I don't want you to feel that way about it, but I don't want to start telling stuff that's going to be in the book. So you tell me how I should do that.
If you would just just tell us who was okay, I understand what you're saying. Just maybe who the first group you worked with.
Nobody would know. Nobody would know. Nobody would know.
Okay, no problem.
I didn't start playing for a group.
Okay. Mr. Pendergrass, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Is there anything you'd like to add for us? Just something that we didn't cover that you'd just like to express?
No.
Okay, no problem. Appreciate your time.
Alrighty.
And always all the best. I like the new project, and looking forward to seeing you and meeting you in person soon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.